So which of the following numbers is greater? 1/3 or 1/5? Pause this video and try to answer that. All right, now let's think about this together. And the way that I can best think about it is by visualizing them. So let's imagine a hole. So this is a hole right over there. And then let's say that this is another hole right over there. I'm going to try to make these rectangles looking about the same. And now, how would I represent a third? Well, I would divide this hole into 3 equal sections. And so I'm going to try to divide it into 3 equal sections. So those 3 equal sections right over there, or they're supposed to be 3 equal sections. These are hand drawn, so give me a little slack. But one of these 3 equal sections, well, that's 1/3. So that is 1/3 right over there. Now, what about 1/5? Well, then I would try to divide this into 5 equal sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 equal sections. And so 1/5 would be just one of these fifths. So it would be that right over there. So when you compare it like this, what's larger, 1/3 or 1/5? And if it isn't obvious just yet, I could drag this one over so that we can compare them directly. And you can see very clearly that 1/3 it covers more of the whole. It's a larger fraction of the whole than 1/5 is. So 1/3 is greater than 1/5. And so you might have noticed an interesting pattern, or might start thinking about a pattern. You might have been tempted when you saw the 5 here. 5 is larger than 3, but 1/5 is less than 1/3, or 1/3 is greater than 1/5. And that is generally true, that the larger the denominator, the smaller the fraction is going to be. Why is that? Because you're dividing your whole into more equal chunks. So if you're only dividing into 3, if it's one of 3 of the 1/3 of the whole, or if it's one of 3 equal chunks of the whole, it's going to be bigger than one of 5 equal chunks of the whole. And so based on this, how would you compare these two numbers? How would you compare 2/3 to 2/5? Well, same idea here. A third is bigger than a fifth. So 2/3 is definitely going to be bigger than 2/5. And you could see it here. 2/3 is that, while 2/5 is that right over there. And I can do another example where I haven't even drawn it out. How would you compare 4/6 to 4/8? So 4/6 versus 4/8. Well, same idea. A sixth is larger than an eighth. 1/6 is greater than 1/8 because the denominator here is smaller. We have the same numerator, but the denominator is smaller. So 4 of the bigger things is going to be larger than 4 of the smaller things. So 4/6 is greater than 4/8.